Welcome to Kosciusko School District Online Student Registration. This video will walk you through the process of registering a new student to the district, as well as creating a new ActiveParent account if one has not been created before now. The documents required for registration will need to be in a digital format such as a PDF or picture file taken from a phone or tablet. You will need to have two proofs of residency, township range and section that can be obtained from the Attala County Tax Assessor's Office located at 112 North Wells Street, Kosciusko, Mississippi. Immunization form, which is Form 121, Certificate of Immunization Compliance. Students entering 7th grade will need to have these immunization records updated. A birth certificate and guardianship documentation for legal guardians. Proofs of residency must be dated within 60 days of registration. Acceptable proofs of residency are as follows: filed homestead exemption application form, mortgage documents or property deed, apartment or home lease, utility bill, electric, gas, cable, satellite, internet, telephone, landline, or garbage. No cell phone bill will be accepted. Government assistance, EBT, SSI, Medicaid, Medicare, or SNAP, or a personal visit by a designated school district official. Please visit Kosciusko School District's website at www.kosciuskoschools.com. Find the Active Parent button located on the left menu of this page. This will take you to the Active Parent website, ms0420.activeparent.net. Because you are either creating an account or registering a new student, please choose Create an Active Parent Account / Start New Registration. This process will only need to be done once to create your account. Here, you will input your parent information, not your child's information. Insert your name, address, accessible phone number, and a commonly used email address. Any field indicated with a red asterisk is a required field, meaning you must put information there. For your username, it is suggested that you use your email address. The password you create must be a minimum of 8 characters and will be entered in the password field and re-enter password field. Once you click Create User, you will then return to the login page. From here, you will log in using your username and your password that was created for your account. Once you have logged in, locate the Online Student Registration button located in the top right corner of your screen. If you have multiple children in the school district that you're registering, you will have to go through this process for each individual child. Depending on the school year, you may or may not have been given a 12-digit active code. If you do have an active code, click Have a Code to Enter, click here, and then enter in your 12-digit active code. Press Redeem Code. If you do not have an active code, choose Want to create a new registration without a code, click here. You will then need to choose your child's school, give their first name and last name, then choose their date of birth. And then create registration. You will then see your child listed there under Student. Select the child that you want to start the registration process for. You'll notice it has the school that you are registering for, the date of birth, and any information that you last updated. Under registration type, there may be several options depending on the school. Whatever option you choose, if you scroll down, you will see a note from the school, depending on the registration type that you have chosen. Please be sure to read the note. It gives you contact information and documents that may be required for registration. Once you have chosen the registration type, you will then choose Begin Registration. Now we're going to go through the 9 steps to get your student registered. The first step is the demographics. You simply put their first name, last name. You do not worry about a state code, their date of birth, their grade level, which you're registering them for, race, additional races, their gender, language background, and also their transportation method. It could be a bus, drive, walk, car, rider. If you're not sure yet, press unknown. At any point through this process, you can always save and continue later by clicking this button here. So we're going to go to the next step, which is address, phone, and email. Click Add New Address and type in your address. Zip code, address type, whether it's residential, mailing address, business address. And please make sure that you choose the checkbox for primary address. Then you will add new phone number. This doesn't necessarily have to be your student's or your child's phone. You'll choose the phone type, and please be sure to check the box here for primary phone, if this is your primary phone. As you'll see, the red asterisk indicate fields that have information there. You will notice depending on what school you're registering for, student email addresses may or may not be necessary or may not be required. I want to guide you to the residency documents. For the residency documents, these will be the proofs of residency that you'll either need to have scanned as a PDF or taken a picture of. Simply go to Upload New File. Come to Select File, and wherever you have saved your documents, go to where you have saved your documents on your computer. My proof one is a mortgage statement. I will give it a description, and then click Upload File. And you'll see your file will be there with a description. You can move it to another folder. If you have created folders, you can edit the file or you can delete it. We're going to upload another file for a second proof. And this is a picture. And we're going to give it a description. An upload file. So now we have our 2 proofs of residency scanned in and inserted for the residency documents. And we'll just simply click Close Window. Now again, be sure, just in case, to save your progress. Once you do that, you can always go back to the student where you started, and it'll pick up exactly where you left off. And we're going to go to the 3rd step, birth, early childhood. Here's where you're going to need to input your birth certificate, a scanned document, or a picture of it. I've already done it for this one. If it allows you, please put the birth certificate info here in this portion of the screen. Under Early Childhood Program Information, if your child was a part of an early childhood program, please select the type that they were a part of. If you know the name of the location, and give me location, what town it was in. For this, I'm just going to simply choose none. And we're going to go to the next step, which is Immunization and Medical. For your immunization proof, we're going to insert the document, a scanned document or a picture of the document. The upload file, we're going to select our file, and wherever you had it scanned or taken a picture of, find it there. Give it a description. And you'll see it there. Any kind of other medical documents that you need to scan in for the schools to have, you'll put it there. You'll see their checkbox is my child can receive medical treatment in the event that none of their contacts can be reached. My child can receive medical transport in the event that none of their contacts can be reached. That's your option there on what to do. Now, permissions. All of these are set to as default to no for the time. Permissions and waivers. Info can be published online. Info can be published in the newspaper. Again, this is your option here. Student is allowed internet use at school. Allowed to participate in PE. Allowed to appear in the yearbook. Allowed to receive corporal punishment. Would you prefer to receive paperless reports? These are report cards, progress reports, etc. Any permissions or waivers that you want to file through SAMS, you would do that here. Now, depending on the school, most schools you have to have at least 4 contacts, parent or guardian. So we'll just click Add New Parent Contact. You'll put you or your spouse or grandparent. You put in your date of birth. What your relationship to the child. You'll check the boxes whether you reside with a child, you live with them, whether you are an emergency contact, if you're allowed to check in or out the student. Receives mail, or if you can even have some contacts that you specifically have that they're not allowed to make contact with student. Your military affiliation, occupation, none of this is required. For addresses, if you are registering multiple children, you can, if you've done this before, you can just simply import student addresses. We haven't done that yet, so we're going to add a new address right now. You would give your address if you live with the child, and you would put the same address. If you do not live with a child, then you put your mailing address. If this is your primary address, make sure you click the checkbox there. And phone numbers. If you have a home phone or a cell phone, you would put that number there. This is your primary phone with check mark. For the AIM call and AIM text, this is simply when announcements or school-related emergencies or other messages from the school are given out through the school district. This would be the phone number that it would make contact with. You have to have at least one person that's listed as the AIM call. So you can have AIM call or AIM text. And you see that it appears there. Now, email addresses. This is a required field here. primary email, check the box. Same thing, AIM email. This is just, again, for emergencies or school announcements that go through central office. So for this particular contact, whether it be father, mother, grandmother, whoever, make sure that you press save. It's at the top. It's also at the bottom. Again, you will need at least 4 contacts listed for each student. And I'm going to go to the next step. No, let's do another. Birth. This is the mother. Resides with student, emergency contact. Allowed to check in or out. Receives mail. Addresses. This is where you can import addresses that you've already put in. If you need to add a new phone number, you can. Add a new email address. You can have all contacts be an AIM email or phone contact. I'm going to edit this one. Make sure that I get an AIM call and AIM text. I'm going to save this. I do want to show you may see AIM sequence. What that is, if in the sequence, if you choose one, the schools will know that that will be the first person to call in case of an emergency, or if messages go out, that'll be the first person that it'll go to. You can have 2 people, mother and father, or grandparent or guardian, both be at one in case of school cancellations. But you can choose the sequence of how the offices will call their contacts. Okay, so again, you have to have at least 4 contacts listed for each student. And we're going to go to the next step. This is miscellaneous. Any kind of other files that you think the school may need, you would put that here. You'll see that there are already some files for you to download and to view. Google Student Permission, Bring Your Own Device Policy, Internet Appropriate Use Policy, and Declaration of Legal Residence. You can view all these here. On to step 8, which is survey. They're all set to default. It's just a home language survey that you can fill out yourself. A migrant survey, they're both required for you to give an answer. And the last step, you need to choose, I confirm that all internet information is accurate and true to the best of my knowledge. And then you'll enter your full name. You can print the information that you have put in for your record. And once you have done that, you can press save and finish. If you press save and finish and you notice that you have some error messages, that's information that you need to make sure that you have inputted before registration is complete. You'll see the fields here on the left side will highlight red, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to have in order for registration to be done. If you're registering multiple children, you can import a lot of your information from the first child that you began the registration process for. In a second, I'm going to select my second child. On the add address, phone, email, you can simply click import addresses. And the first child that you registered for, import addresses, click OK. Then you have your address there. Same thing with phone numbers. Import from first child. Okay. For residency documents, you can import documents from your first child. You'll notice if you go to residency documents here, you should have your two proofs of residency. Now for birth certificate will be different. Depending on the age, you may have to put the birth certificate information. Immunization documents, parent or guardian, you can also import parent or guardian information. And you'll see the contacts are listed there. We hope you found this video to be of use for you in registering your child or children in the Kosciusko School District. If you have questions that may not have been covered in the video, please email or call the school directly. Contact information is provided under a note from the school. Thank you, and go Whippets.